Would everyone please stand and face the flag? Michael?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America.
Thank you, everyone. All right, I'd like to welcome you to the December 2019 meeting of the Huntington Lakes Incorporated Board of Directors. Will the secretary call the roll?
Huntington Lake Section 1. Huntington Lake Section 2 is here. Huntington Lake Section 3. Huntington Lake Section 4. Huntington Lake Section 5.
Present.
Bill Friedman, the Sharing Village rep, is absent. Susie, Clubhouse Manager. Christine, Assistant Clubhouse Manager.
I assume we have a quorum? We do. Neil, could you read the minutes of the previous meeting?
Unapproved Huntington Lakes Incorporated Board of Directors meeting minutes. The date is November 20th, 2019. The place is Huntington Lakes Clubhouse. Time was 9:30 a.m. The Huntington Lakes Incorporated Board of Directors meeting was called to order by President Don Flintzer at 9:30 a.m. The board and members pledged allegiance to the flag. Neil Judas called the roll. Present were as follows: Joe Michael, Section 1; Neil Judas, Section 2; Michael Brown, Section 3; David Kaplan, Section 4; Don Flintzer, Section 5; Bill Friedman, Sharing Village Representative, spelling error here; Christine Velasquez, Assistant Clubhouse Manager; Susie Holmes, Clubhouse Manager, was absent. The quorum was present. Neil Judas read the minutes of the October 23rd, 2019 board meeting. A correction was noted. A motion to approve the corrected minutes was made by David Kaplan and seconded by Joe Michael. All were in favor. Treasurer's report, David Kaplan. David Kaplan presented the October financial status based on the information supplied by Seacrest Corporation. The report includes details from both the balance sheet and from the profit and loss statement. Assets, operating cash, $676,239. Reserve cash, $1,602,052. Other current assets, $198,455. Fixed assets, $30,975. For total assets of $2,507,721. Liabilities, reserve, and equity. Liabilities, $520,869. Reserves, $1,602,052. Equity, $384,773. For total liabilities, equity, and reserve of $2,507,721. Highlights through October 2019. The total actual income for 2019 is up $28,348 versus the budget, mainly due to professional show income not previously recorded in the months that it was recorded in the months that it was received, and also the lecture series revenue. Total actual expenses for 2019 is under budget by $142,586, due mainly to the Westgate renovation budgeted expenses that will likely occur in 2020 and positive variance in the insurance and entertainment expense categories. Conclusion. For 10 months of our 2019 fiscal year, actual income has exceeded actual budgeted expenses by $170,934. This is due to professional show income not previously recorded in the months that it was received, the Westgate budgeted expenses previously stated, professional and entertainment income, and positive budget variances to the non-contracted service and maintenance categories. Retained earnings or equity increased 13.1% from the previous month to $384,773. Average monthly expenses for this fiscal year have decreased 1.7% from the previous month to $216,044. Our equity goal is to retain 2 to 3 months of average monthly expenses. Correspondence. There was a letter of correspondence submitted regarding the clubhouse renovation. Clubhouse Manager's Report, Christine Velasquez. The police ticketing program is in place for violations of speed and stop law as well as other laws. Bingo. Bingo takes place the fourth Sunday of the month. There is $50 discount for, 50-cent discount for show tickets purchased online. Handicapped people will have specific days to purchase tickets. Registration for the Olympics will be January 2nd through January the 4th. HLI is sponsoring a New Year's Eve party. Tryouts for the in-house show will take place 12/6 and 12/13 between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. in the ballroom. Registration is at 8:30 a.m. Sign up for fitness classes online is required. HLI is sponsoring a family day on December 27, 2019 at 3 p.m. next to the bocce courts. Toys for tots are being collected in the clubhouse lobby. Committee reports. Safety and Security, David Kaplan. Residential solid waste. FCC Environmental Services serves the community, and there are a few issues regarding bulk trash pickup. Each section president will be provided information on who to contact at FCC management if the normal customer service approach fails. Community video surveillance in common areas. Installation of the cameras is taking place in Section 2 and will continue to the remaining committed sections. Installation of cameras at the gatehouses to monitor both incoming and outgoing vehicle and pedestrian traffic is taking place. Investigations continue to secure and monitor other vulnerable areas within our gates. Community and crime issues. At last week's roundtable meeting of Gated Communities, Captain Sand of the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office reported that issues in West Delray have escalated since the time change has taken place. The charting indicates that most incidents occur between 4:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. Key fobs continue to be left in unlocked vehicles. With the approaching holidays, packages and other items in your car should not be visible to anyone looking in the car windows. You can look at issues confronting the sheriff and our immediate area. Download the Palm Beach Sheriff Office app on your smartphone or computer. The crime mapping section of the app shows all reported incidents in the county. In conclusion, while 911 is the phone number for emergencies needed immediate attention, other suspicious activity should be reported to the See Something, Say Something number 1-800-429-0006. Questions of a general nature to law enforcement can be handled at the non-emergency number 561-688-3000. Your written suggestions on any safety or security issues along with suggested remedies are always welcome. Lakes, Don Flintzer. HLI has received baseline turbidity results of the HLI lakes. Once 13th floor is done working with the lakes, they will be responsible for making sure the lakes are brought to an acceptable turbidity level. Health, Don Flintzer, nothing to report. Legal, Don Flintzer. HLI has received notification that HLI is in violation of a website law. Landscaping, Neil Judas. Fall and winter plantings will take place 11/21/19. Recreation, Michael Brown. The permit for the new bocce courts is in progress. Sharing Villages, Bill Freeman, nothing to report. OVC, Bill Freeman. The new OVC wayfinding signs have been installed and landscaped. Nothing new regarding the trip and fall lawsuit. FPL has started to exchange the OVC light poles to LED. Property insurance has been purchased. Proposals for lake erosion have been obtained, and an amount has been factored into the 2020 budget. The Terra Nova Task Force has a meeting scheduled with the developer representative on 11/20/19 to further express their desired changes. The 2020 OVC budget has been passed. Old business, Construction Advisory Committee. The HLI Board had a meeting with the Construction Advisory Committee with regard to the new West Gate. The clubhouse renovation. The clubhouse renovation continues to meet periodically. No major decisions have been made. Gatehouse changes. Cameras, 5 cameras will soon be installed at each gatehouse to monitor incoming and outgoing vehicle traffic as well as pedestrian traffic. New business. No new business. A motion to adjourn the meeting was made by David Kaplan, seconded by Neil Judas. All were in favor. The meeting adjourned at 10:50 a.m. Respectfully submitted, Neil Judas, HLI Secretary.
I move that we accept the minutes as read.
I have one correction. Under legal, we haven't received notification that we're in violation of a website. We have received an allegation from a public interest lawyers group that we are in violation, and our attorneys are dealing with it.
I move we accept the minutes as amended.
I'm going to need a second for that, thank you. We have a motion made and seconded, all of those in favor, aye? Thank you. Treasurer's report, David?
This is the HLI unaudited financial report as of 11/30/2019. This monthly financial report includes details from both our balance sheet and overview details from our profit and loss statement. The following balance sheet details are a snapshot of what HLI's unaudited financial condition looked like as of November 30th, 2019. And as always, assets and liabilities will be balanced. Assets, operating cash, $482,473. Reserve cash, $1,628,186. Other current assets, which are prepaid receivables and expenses, $195,312. Fixed assets, which are furniture, fixtures, equipment, less accumulated depreciation, $30,975. For total assets of $2,337,946, which represents a 6.8% decrease from the previous reporting period. Liabilities, reserves, and equity. Liabilities, $282,136. Reserves, $1,628,186. Equity, $426,624. Highlights through November of 2019. Total actual income for 2019 is up $20,178 versus budget due to positive variances in the professional show and lecture series categories. Total actual expenses for 2019. We are under budget by $192,606, due mainly to the Westgate renovation budgeted expense that will likely occur in 2020 and positive budget variances in the insurance, utilities, and non-contractual service and maintenance expense categories. Conclusion. For 11 months of our 2019 fiscal year, actual income has exceeded actual budgeted expense by $212,784. Again, this is due to the Westgate budgeted expense as previously stated and budget variance categories previously mentioned. Retained earnings or equity has increased 10.88% from the previous month to $426,624. Average monthly expenses for the fiscal year
have decreased 1.5% from the previous month to $212,793. Our equity goal is to retain 2 to 3 months of average monthly expenses. As of 11/30/2019, we have now achieved the minimum equity goal. Respectfully submitted.
Thank you, David. Clubhouse managers, sorry, correspondence. Is there any correspondence, Neil?
Yeah, one letter. Stated November 25th, 2019, to the HLI Board. I am writing this letter to you not as the president of the tennis club, but as a homeowner who enjoys our community. I fully understand the time and effort that goes into being a board member, having self-managed a community of 200 homes, serving on 2 boards of 2 other communities, and managing properties for major banks in New York. I would like to thank the board for their foresight in adding the bocce courts and putting in the new pickleball courts. I understand the need for these amenities, and it is important to keep up with other communities and making our development up to date with the amenities that are in demand. I fully understand the need to modernize our clubhouse and make it more usable friendly. Under the current board and great management staff, you have updated the website and have come into the internet age. It is along these lines that I implore you to think about our tennis courts and the need to bring them into the modern age with the new surface that is built in every new community in this part of the country. I know you did a paint and patch job on them, and that is already cracking. By doing a quick fix, it costs us more money in the long run. This was true with the pickleball courts and the bocce courts as well. In the July-August edition of Where to Retire magazine, the lead article was on the 50 best master plan communities in the U.S. The editor's comment on the issue on page 10 included survey results indicating the most sought amenities a prospective buyer in choosing a retirement community is tennis as number 1. Each amenity is important and adds to our value, but having an outdated style of tennis courts is holding people from moving here. Our property values can only increase in today's market by bringing our courts up to the modern age. No other communities are being built in this part of the country with hard courts, especially in retirement communities. I am not asking for them to be done today, but they belong in the master plan that you are putting together with redoing our clubhouse. The bocce courts had to be done twice, and so did the pickleball courts to bring them up to a good playable surface. Please consider doing the tennis courts properly so our community can continue to shine and increase in its value. Once again, thank you for your hard work, and special thanks to our great management staff and Michael Brown for his help in keeping the courts in good condition as they can be as good condition as they can be under the circumstances. Rick Blitz from Building 6.
We have considered hard surfaces for our tennis courts, and would you want to talk about that? And have considered it financially beyond our means for the number of people that participate in the sport. And we will continue to monitor that situation. We do recognize that the tennis participants would like to have that amenity, and we're looking at it as well as all the other places where we put your money. So, clubhouse managers report.
I just want to say one thing. Those tennis courts are not that far away.
Where are they?
Where are they?
I can find.
You shall see.
Okay. Thank you for the donation.
Good morning. The video Surveillance camera installation for both gatehouses has been installed and is fully operational at this point. The holiday lights at Jog Road Gate have been changed from white to blue lights on the palm fronds. They do look gorgeous. And a new defibrillator has been installed at the paddle tennis courts. Street lights along North Oriole Boulevard, starting from Huntington Lane until the Hagen Ranch Gatehouse, have been out and were reported to FPL a month and a half ago for repair. We have been constantly calling FPL to follow up and plead with them to fix the lights as soon as possible. We were told our ticket was closed out and there was no fault through FPL why they were not working. It has now been escalated to a supervisor who we've been calling on a daily basis in order to get updates. We were told by this supervisor that a crew would be out on Monday of this week and lights would be turned on that date. Our latest update was now that there is some maintenance work required by FPL and they should be completed by Friday of this week. We will continue to follow up with them. A proposal was signed for creative contracting to demolish our existing 2 bocce courts and rebuild 3 new courts in its place. A deposit was given and the company has begun the process needed in order to secure permits for the project. The project is expected to begin next summer. Olympics registration will take place January 2nd through the 4th in the upper lobby. Please note there was an error on the form and ring toss and pinnacle was left off. The corrected form will be in the January review and available in the office. Also, an updated calendar of events is posted at each clubhouse entrance and website. This will also be included in the January review. The in-house show casting call will take place this Friday, December 13th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. with registration beginning at 8:30 a.m. in the theater. If you are unable to attend, please contact Wendy Vishengrad. The New Year's Eve party is now sold out. For those that have signed up, the event will be catered by Rubens with entertainment by DJ Mike Rappacelli. Doors will open at 8 p.m. and seating charts will be displayed in the lobby for assigned table numbers. HLI will be having a family day on Friday, December 27th from 1 to 3 p.m. next to the bocce courts and will feature a petting zoo, pony rides, and more. There will also be a fishing clinic for the children by the pond in front of the pool patio. Going forward, you must sign up in advance for all fitness classes online. If you are unable to sign up online or need assistance, please contact the office. Due to safety reasons, we will need to put a limit on the number of students allowed in each class. If you have signed up for a class and are unable to attend, we ask that you please cancel either online or by calling the office in order to make room for other students. Please make sure that you check in for every class you participate in. This is the only way we are able to monitor the popularity of specific classes in order to create the best possible fitness program. We will continue to offer a 50-cent discount per ticket for purchasing tickets online during season. Those who are registered in the office for handicapped seating will have specific dates 1 week prior to regular advanced sales to purchase online if they wish to do so. An email will be sent to those registered with instructions on how to purchase. We will be holding a class this Friday, December 13th in the TV room at 9:30 a.m. on how to purchase tickets online. Please sign up in the office if you're interested. The Toy for Tots campaign has now ended. Thank you for everybody that has participated. And finally, the HLI-sponsored bingo night run by PAPCOR will be held this month on Sunday, December 22nd. Doors will open at 5:30 p.m. with an early bird special game at 6:30 p.m. and regular games to start at 7 p.m. This month only during season, guests will be allowed and they must be called into the gates by that resident. Make sure that your guest knows to ask for your building and apartment number at the gates so they have no trouble getting in. Back on January 1st through March 31st, the policy will return to no guests permitted during season.
Thank you, Susan. Committees. Safety and Security, David?
This is the HLI Safety and Security report for this month, or last month actually, under safety. Again, this is in addition to last month's report on residential solid waste. Now that the new residential solid waste company, FCC Environmental Services, has been servicing our community, a few issues still remain concerning bulk trash pickup. Each section president has been provided contact information at FCC management if the normal customer service approach fails to resolve any issues. Bulk trash pickups must be scheduled in advance by contacting FCC at 877-642-3702 and select prompt 3 for Palm Beach County. And if you forget the number, if you go into the trash room on the blue dumpster, the FCC number is displayed. Under security, community video surveillance in common areas, installation of video surveillance cameras has been completed at both gatehouses to monitor all incoming and outgoing vehicles. Investigations continue to be pursued to secure and monitor other vulnerable areas within our community. The sheriff patrols within our gates has begun to monitor and ticket speed and stop sign violations. Marked and unmarked sheriff vehicles can be employed. And we have video that clearly shows that the majority of people are, and I'll use the word, blowing through stop signs at an alarming rate. Yesterday here at the clubhouse exit onto North Oriole Boulevard, one car was almost T-boned by a car that never slowed down going west at approximately 40 miles per hour. Guest authorizations. Recently, a few guests were refused entry at our gatehouses since they could not properly relate to the guard who were they going to visit. Please advise your guests that they must tell the gate guard your building and apartment number and address if they have it, so your authorization can be accessed by the guard's computer. Contact our office staff if you have any questions on this matter. We also highly recommend for those who have smartphones that you install our new Gate app. The app is gateaccess.net. You can also install the app on desktop and laptop computers and tablets. Again, our office staff can help you on any questions that you may have. And finally, again, we repeat this every month, community and area crime issues. For those that are interested in monitoring crime issues in our area, you can get the sheriff's app called PBSO Connect Protect on your smartphone. And in conclusion, while 911 is only for emergencies requiring immediate response, other suspicious activities should be reported to See Something, Say Something number of 1-800-429-0006. Questions of a general nature to law enforcement can be handled at the non-emergency number of 561-688-3000. And as usual, your written suggestions on any safety or security issue, along with suggested remedies, are always welcome. Respectfully submitted.
I want to make one comment. For bulk pickup for Section 3, please contact our management company, Bill Wells. Do not call directly. Thank you.
All right, lakes. We continue to monitor the turbidity of our various lakes to ensure that it goes down now that the construction activity of the lakes in Avalon Trails is complete. Health, nothing to report. Legal, we have turned the allegation that our website doesn't meet the requirements for access by the blind over to our attorneys and are following their advice. Landscaping, Neil?
And the fall and the winter flowers have been planted, and plans for new projects for next year are in the works.
Recreation, Michael? Sharing villages? Does anybody have any information that Bill would impart?
Nothing from the sharing villages.
How about OBC?
OBC, the planning of the light bulbs from changing over to LED is still in the works. For some reason, they have information that it's all done, and I responded to them saying, no, they're still not done. We also have an issue with our streetlights. Instead of our streetlights being off, our streetlights are on 24/7. So we have the opposite problem what we have here in Huntington Lakes where they're not on. We're also investigating, we have the trolley that goes around from community to community. We're investigating to see if there's a cheaper means of transportation. We're not having much success, but we continue to work on that. All of the sidewalks and gutters and for certain communities responsible for an OVC are going to be pressure washed this week. We're also investigating to put a new pump in on South Oriole Boulevard. Of course, there's a pump in the Oriole Plaza that's under their control. We have a lot of trouble with that because if it breaks, they don't respond fast enough to fix it, and it does water some of the South Oriole property belonging to OVC. Also, at the end of this month, there will be an election of new officers for OVC. You want to do turnover?
As everybody is aware of, the proposed new shopping center at the corner of Atlantic and Hagen Ranch Road. We are part of the Terra Nova coalition that has been fighting this development. We're not opposed to the development, but to the size and scope of the project. At our latest meeting of the coalition, we have rejected the developer's latest proposal to downsize the development. The density, the number of apartments that they want to put, and the commercial developments, which includes 2 drive-through fast food restaurants, are unacceptable to our coalition. And we now have established a new category that we are fighting. It's the public safety issue that this development will present, which we believe will dramatically decrease the response time from Station 42, which is the major disaster and 911 center for our area. We have 23 communities in the coalition. We've had over 10,000 petitions signed. We've been meeting with the politicians so far to no avail. And the group is continuing. The next important meeting will be in February. Tom, is that correct?
February, the zoning commission.
Where the zoning commission will hear the developer's latest ridiculous proposal. Originally, they wanted 275 apartments. We got them to downscale to 195. Now they've come back and increased it to 214 or 212. And your coalition has determined that this will present, if you think you have a problem getting on Atlantic Avenue from 3 o'clock on in the afternoon, you can just imagine if they put this entire complex.
I think that's too fast to go.
Old business, construction advisory committee. Joe, Michael?
I was elected without my knowledge to be the liaison between the construction committee. I want to thank the board for that. My job is to help them and aid them whatever they may need to get the gatehouse plan in operation so we can start doing the West Gatehouse. By the way, the board met with them about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I had a meeting with them last Thursday, where they requested certain items. The construction committee has been getting the information they need to proceed with the request for professional engineering services. They will also be having a traffic study done to determine the volume of cars at the intersection of Gateway and North Orient. This will help to determine whether or not the new gatehouse will remain in the existing location or will be needed to be moved further east to accommodate for the increase in traffic volume due to Avalon Trails development. We expect to keep the cost of the West Gatehouse project well below the cost of the East Gatehouse. We are considering the possible use of a prefab structure that would meet all Florida codes, especially hurricane codes. We will have project management oversight during the project. This will ensure that the project moves forward with the number of workers and the speed required to meet a reasonable completion date. When the construction committee has all the information they need, they will request bids for engineering services. Now, this committee is 3 people within our own development who have knowledge, engineering knowledge, architectural knowledge, and they are donating a lot of their time to getting this project underway the way it should be done. I think that we all owe them a debt for the work they are doing for free. And just to give you a quick overview of what they're doing. Before we go into bidding, they have to do a proposal for engineering services. And that proposal is going to include many items where they have to get information to do that, showing locations of property lines, roadways, fencing, and existing utilities on and under the site, sketch of proposed location of the new guardhouse, gate fencing, roadwork, curbing, and curbing. Plan of prefabricated guardhouse prepared by the manufacturer. And the final plans will include site plan showing full demolition of existing roadways, curbing, and fencing where necessary. Site plan showing location of new roadways, curbing, landscaping, fencing, and gates. Site plan showing location and design of foundation for the new gatehouse, all utilities, not exclusive of electric, plumbing, drainage, telephone, and cable, necessary for the operation of the gatehouse and the gate system. All specifications and details necessary for construction. That's only phase 1. And we'll go in and give them a proposal to an engineering firm. Second phase will be the request for construction management services, which include project management, which is a definite. We're going to have project management. We're going to have somebody overseeing this project for us. Pricing of components not limited to demolition and removal of demolished material, roadwork and curbs, prefab gatehouse as selected by HLI, slab for gatehouse, all utilities connected to gates, gatehouse including cable and telephone, fencing and gates as selected by HLI, including power for operation, landscaping and sprinklers, signage, scheduling and coordinating of construction, payment and construction schedule, insurance and licenses, performance bond if you require it, and delivery of a certificate of operation. So this committee has just done a phenomenal job. And I think they deserve a round of applause. I don't know if they're in here, any of them are here now.
Ken, stand up, Ken.
Why don't you stand up and tell them who they are?
But for those who didn't hear, we've got Ken Gould, Mitchell Abramowitz, and Saul Gefter are the 3 members of the committee. And, they have extensive experience and background in architecture, and construction and construction management. And law.
Thank you, Ken. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Ken.
it.
Right.
One other item was, because of security concerns at the rear behind Building 7 in Section 1, we're going to be installing fencing along the property line and the gate that Lake Worth Drainage District will be installing in the future. This will stop people from just walking into the HLI complex from John Road. That finishes my report.
Okay. Does this relate to the subject we just discussed?
Yes.
Okay.
I just would like to know one thing.
Shelley, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Sheldon Cogan. I'm Building 44, I'm also the building captain. I'd like to know if you're taking any consideration what that gate moving will affect Building 44.
Yes, we are, but we also have to take into consideration the backups that we're going to get.
I'm not referring to that. I'm referring to what conditions are you going to secure our building?
Well, why we spoke to 13th floor, 13th floor is putting in shrubbery along their property line with
I'm interested
Could I
in my,
finish?
go ahead.
with Section 5 and their property, okay? They're not going to do any security fencing. If need be, we'll do whatever security fencing we have to do.
You realize that when you move that gate 50 feet, it's at the edge of our building. If you go 100 feet, it covers the whole building. It makes our building is not closed in, and everybody in our building has no more views on the first and second floor.
Shelley,
Is that a,
Joe, if I may say, Shelley, we are doing everything in our power to protect and make.
I didn't ask that. I know you're doing it. I just want to know that if you're going to tell us what you're going to be doing before you do it.
Of course we will.
All right.
you'll get a concise report from me before we do it.
All right, because I'm having complaints. I'm passing out what the people in my building are telling me. They're not very happy if that gate can be moved.
Thank you, we're really looking into it, we're going to try to do the right thing.
All right, thank you, Joe. The next item is Clubhouse Renovation Committee. The Clubhouse Renovation Committee had a meeting Monday with the developer where we did the selection of the final items of material to be included in the renovation. At this point, the developer has enough information to develop pricing and some pictorial aids to help us show the community what the project will look like. We expect to have a meeting discussing pricing sometime in the middle of January, and we hope that by sometime in the middle of February, we'll have a proposal to submit to the community to show you what it's like, tell you what it costs, and get your approval. So that's where we stand. There is no new business. Are there any other questions to come before the board? I see none. Okay. It comes in the agenda.
Okay, Ronnie Savar, Section 5. I know we talk about this at every meeting, but when you say that you're going to have a proposal ready and presented to the community for their approval, I just want you to clarify what you mean by approval. I thought we had agreed that approval meant that the property management companies for each of the sections in the sharing villages were going to send out a notice by certified mail like we do for special elections, notifying everybody with a ballot, notifying the residents that they have to submit their ballot by a certain date. Ballots would be counted just like we do for special elections, and that upon a 60% approval from those voting, that constitutes approval. It wouldn't be just by a hand
That is
vote.
what I meant by approval.
Okay, just wanted to clarify for the record, okay? Thank you.
I don't know that they'll use certified mail.
However they send it out, but
No, they
it,
use first-class mail.
okay, however it's sent out, but it would be by the property management companies from each of the
Of
sections.
each of the, actually, each of the 8 communities.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Mr. Secretary? Yes?
Marty Weinberg, Section 5, Building 35, Section 4, Building 35. In line with what was suggested, what was just questioned, there are certain controversial issues that I've heard that I think needed to be voted on independently. Number one, the issue of whether or not we will or won't have a cafe. And the other one is whether or not to remove the atrium we have here in the lobby. Will that be included in the grand proposal, or will that be voted on separately?
We're trying to figure out just how to implement the vote. We haven't figured that out yet. And we don't have a proposal yet. We don't have an understanding of the total structure of the project until we see the costs. We're going to look at the total cost estimate. We're going to review it and see where we can reduce it by modifying some of the elements we picked out. And we're going to try to keep the cost to something that this community can afford. And if that means taking some of the elements out, that means that we'll do that. So, well, we don't, at this point, I can say, in the middle of February, we'll have something for your consideration, and we will submit it to a proper selection process by the community.
Question here.
Is it appropriate to ask a question about a,
Let's go to this side.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Every morning, Jack Warner, Building 28. Every morning I note that there's a brackish water stain on my car. And as I explore it further, I see that everybody in my row has that in one way or another. And I've heard that other people are having the same experience. It's coming out of the sprinkler system, which some people have said are coming out of the lakes, which have been stirred up. So what I'm asking, I don't know if this is a section problem, I don't know if it's a HLI problem, but it is a problem. And I'm asking that there's some sort of solution, like deflectors or some sort of screening, be thought about to remedy the situation so that the cars, and I don't know if there is bacterial material in here or it's something that is not good for the health and well-being of the residents, because I wipe it down every day and it's just not good. So that's...
Let me speak to that. Throughout our community, we get our irrigation water of the sprinkler systems from HLI's lakes. We've always done that. And it's lake water, fish living in it, whatever. So there's always been some amount of spotting from the water if it gets on cars. Now, we do have additional siltation caused by 13th floor's work. I mentioned that before. We have a set of measures of how much turbidity, there's a scientific measurement of the clarity of the water. It'll give you an indication of the numbers. The estimate from our civil engineer, although we never actually had historical turbidity measurements, is that we would have read something on the turbidity scale about 8 to 10 turbidity units. The maximum allowed by, I guess, Palm Beach County or the state of Florida is 29 turbidity units. Okay, so the correction. Our civil engineer, I missed that yesterday in the discussion. The allowable level is 100 turbidity units. A couple of our lakes, Lake 8 is around 300 and something at this point, because that's the lake that was most disturbed by the activity. So as that turbidity goes away, as that silt settles out of the water, that situation will get better. Now we did in addition to having the turbidity reading that just looks at the water clarity, we had the content of that silt chemically analyzed. And the analysis shows that there is nothing carcinogenic, nothing poisonous, nothing hazardous in the silt that's there. It's just pulverized soil. So we're working with 13th floor, with our civil engineer, to monitor that as time goes by, and we will be correcting it, bringing our lakes back to their original condition of around 8 to 10 turbidity.
Well, in the interim,
If there's a problem with the water getting on cars or something like that, that would be a section problem, because the sections own the irrigation and the land around there, so your section would put up at the flood.
we'll get some deflectors.
Jack, we'll discuss this at our meeting on Tuesday.
Can I add to something else while I have the floor?
Yeah.
My heart goes out to those who are trying to do something with FPL. The board recommended that the members in the audience call. I called. I got a ticket. They said they would be out there and repair it within 10 days. Thank you very much. I get a voicemail. It's been repaired. If you have a problem, please call us. So I called and I said, I don't know what planet you're on, but there are 11 poles that are still not operable. So they...
Jack, you know what they're facing.
I know what you're faced with, but I want to take it a step further because they told me something that I don't believe.
Yeah, apparently their monitoring system and their response system is far in advance of their repair system.
Well, just to continue, they said if I had a problem to call. Well, I got a request survey on an email, and from 0 to 10, I gave them a 0 on everything. And when they said why, and then they had a question, why are you giving us a 0? I said, because somebody's going to get killed on that roadway. I almost killed someone myself because they were wearing dark clothes. It was dark out. And of course, then I got a response. This is not an FPL problem. Call Palm Beach County at this number. So now I'm saying in my head, who owns North Oriole? Maybe they're telling us they have no rights here. I don't know. So.
When they told me originally, they were saying that the street lights, I need to contact the county. They said, no, these are lights that you paid for, it's
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't got that
Yeah,
far
well,
yet.
it's a large organization and they don't talk to each other. So.
But in the interim, I was thinking to myself, when you see highway construction, you have these lights, are probably run by gasoline or kerosene or something, so that the workers don't get killed. Now, I think that maybe it should be considered, I don't know how much it would cost, but maybe there should be an evaluation, because somebody's going to get hurt.
Well, we're hoping that,
Definitely.
this is Wednesday, we're hoping that they keep their word and by Friday, they get it.
I got a bridge outside.
Well, at least they did come out on Monday to look at it. They found that they did have a maintenance problem, and now they're going to respond to that maintenance problem. So we're further down the line than we were before.
I'll let that gentleman go, and then I
Thank
can
you.
do that thing.
I don't know, Susie, I think you and I should get together because we have a similar problem. In my next step, I think I'm going to go to Commissioner Berger, see if they can, and so maybe both of us.
My name is Dave Lazar, Building 41, Section 5. A report a couple of minutes ago, maybe 10, 15 minutes ago, said something about an app now for gate access. I'm very interested in that. I tried to get on it and log on to it according to the instructions I found out within the site, and either I got the wrong one or the instructions aren't for us, but where can we learn how
After
to
the meeting, if you come down, I can show it to you.
Okay, I'd like that, but the
And if
instructions should
anybody
be on
has
the
any problem,
website.
you can go to the office and they'll help you.
Yeah.
But if you like,
Well, let me make a suggestion.
We have a packet that shows you the step-by-step instructions for our community specifically that we have created.
It's on the website?
It's on the web, it should be on the website, I'll double check on that, but we also have copies in the office, and if you come to the office, we can show you exactly what you need,
Thank-
because there are specific things that the office can provide, because the username is gonna be your primary phone number.
Yeah, I tried that,
You
and
may
it didn't
not-
work.
You may not know exactly what your primary number is, it's how it's listed within the system, and so the office can help you out with that.
Okay, thank you very much. What I recommend is that the details be put on the website, though. This is the first I heard of it.
If they're not, then I will make sure that they're put up this week.
Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Are you back again?
Yes, Jack?
the lights are on.
I'm glad to hear that the bocce courts, the permit has been requested. The people in the bocce club will be having a meeting very shortly. I'd like to bring back to that meeting something else as to what the progress is in terms of having a potential builder or an assessment as to what the costs will be.
We have that.
And where it will be.
We've signed a contract, and the
Oh,
contractor.
you did sign a contract?
We signed a contract, and the contractor has gone to Palm Beach County to apply for the permit for the construction. That's the permit that we're waiting on.
Okay.
And
so
when we
have
get
it.
that permit, our plan is to do it in the spring, after most of the snowbirds have gone away. The courts will be unavailable during the period of construction,
Okay.
so we don't want to
Before
get in the way
moving
of.
forward, is it possible that, I'm not on that board, the bocce board, but I'm sure that they would like to know what's going on and have some sort of input, or,
I believe
I
they
don't know.
they
John has
have,
been
we've
involved.
had discussions.
Oh,
And I believe they know what's happening.
Thank you very
Perhaps
much.
they should, at their board meeting, let you people know what's
Okay,
happening.
thank you for tolerating.
David?
Yes, my name is David Foster. I'm in Section 2, Building 10, and I just have a comment. Being a master gardener, I think the atrium is a big plus here, and I would hate to see it removed. Because every time we bring people in, they always comment on how beautiful it is to have the greenery there, and the waterfalls. I think it's just a plus to have it in the clubhouse because it's mature plants and everything is there. And I think it'd be a mistake if it was removed.
Thank you for your comment. Any other comments?
Doris Mansfield, Building 41, and I want to echo what the gentleman before me said. I hope and pray that our beautiful atrium is not destroyed. It is an eye-catching thing. Strangers come in and say, wow, how beautiful. Please don't take it away from us.
That is something that's going to be voted on, but please give us an opportunity to show you what we plan. You might think I know you're going to think it's a lot nicer.
My name is Linda Least, and I'm in Building 1. And at the opposite, I believe it is an eyesore. I believe that there are bugs flying around all the time. I believe that the air conditioning system has to work triply hard to keep it even slightly cool in there. And I believe that it is a costly factor that we have not yet looked into to keep it going the way it is. There have also been animals like snakes that have been found in there. I believe it is a health hazard, number one. Number two, if you look around at each tree carefully, many of them are in very poor shape and are not healthy. That's my personal opinion.
Ronnie Savar, Section 5. I think that it's very nice that everybody's giving their opinion, but it's probably not necessary today because that's what the vote is going to be about. There'll be a presentation, whatever you believe, because I'm not saying how I believe personally. But I'm just saying, there'll be a presentation with costs associated with each option, and everybody will get to vote, a written, private ballot. And when the votes are counted, then whatever it is, if it wins, it wins. If it loses, it loses. But it makes no point to talk about it today. Thank you.
All right, I think looks like we've exhausted the audience. I know you've exhausted the board.
I'd like to move we adjourn the meeting.
Motion made and seconded, all those in favor? Thank you, everybody, see you next year.